Hi, Carlissa. Can you hear me? Type it into the chat if you can. Okay, great. So let me just share the screen. And we are ready to go. Okay. All right, so let's start with this one. What are the best supplements to decrease norepinephrine? I have horrible anxiety and I've tried almost everything. The only thing that seems to help is beta blockers. So that's an effective way. I was wondering if there was something more natural. I think my levels are high due to complex past traumas. My body is in constant fight or flight response. Therapy doesn't seem to help, and neither does meditation and the like. Any thoughts? One of the things that I start to tell people with PTSD now is to look into neurofeedback. I think that could be something that can help people with PTSD. But in terms of beta blockers, I think that I don't know if the norepinephrine, I think that it helps. It is going to block the receptors that norepinephrine targets. And let's see, you want to decrease norepinephrine. What's a good way to do that? We have a post on it. Let's see. Let's see if there's a way to, like, honestly, increasing. So we only have increasing here. I figured. What would be a good way to decrease it? That's a good question. That's something I don't know offhand, but I'm going to, I think we should add it here. Let's see. Yeah, I think we should add it. Let me just type it here. Okay. It's a good question. You know, I have ways that I think might decrease it, but I don't want to say it if I don't know. So it's just something that we're going to have to, we'll look up ways to decrease it and add it to the post. In your article on circadian rhythms, you mentioned that mitochondrial dysfunction may lead to sleep problems, correct? what are the best ways to fix mitochondrial dysfunction besides lectin avoidance? One of your suggestions is to take forskolin and to exercise. Are there ways to increase cyclic? Are there other ways to increase cyclic AMP? These are just some ways. Pretty much, you know, anything that you do is going to, anything that you do that's healthy is going to increase mitochondrial function. And there's a few pathways. I'd say the PGC1 alpha pathway is going to be the most significant. And you're just going to look at like, so like for example, all these things are, you know, it's not directly increasing mitochondria, but this is the pathway that has, that increases the number of mitochondria in the body. In order to make the mitochondria work better, I think nicotinamide riboside and things like that are going to help. I also think that, you know, if your circadian rhythm is working, it could also help mitochondrial function. But here's a list of ways. I do want to make a post on it, but in the meantime, exercise cold is a good way. Ketosis, fasting, massage, sun. Sun is a very good way. Then some nutrients, calcium. Supplements, PQQ, hydroxytyrosol is found in like olive oil. You can get supplements as well, resveratrol, nicotinamide riboside, green tea, or EGCG, Gadocola, grapeseed extract, even some neurotransmitters and hormones. This is another good pathway, AMPK, SIRT1. Basically anything that you do that's healthy is going to increase it. Now, let's see. Yeah, these are supplements. I mean, forskolin, thyroid hormones, basically, but if you really go through anything that's healthy, it's going to help increase mitochondrial function or number, like a sauna, anything you think of as healthy behavior is going to do it. That's really what it, I've never seen like a healthy behavior not improve or increase mitochondrial function. Magnesium could, you know, this is only a certain pathway in there, but if you like look at things to increase SIRT1 or AMPK or mTOR inhibitors, you're going to get a lot more there as well. But I'm not going to go through all of them. It's just pretty much everything. These are ways to decrease your stress response. I think like this is just going back to the other question of, you know, decreasing the fight or flight or the effects of norepinephrine. I'm not sure what's actually going to decrease norepinephrine itself. I have seen studies, but it's hard to say if it decreases the stress response, if it's going to decrease norepinephrine. So that's a good list that you should look at as well. Just going back to the previous question. Okay. Exercise and forskolin are really the best ways to increase cyclic AMP. But in terms of mitochondrial function, there's a lot of other ways. Best probiotic for those who are Th1 dominant. That's a good question. I think I'm Th1 dominant. I think I haven't had a problem with probiotics in general. Now, there is some probiotics on the Th1 list. So some are going to help more than others, but let's see. So I'm sure we're going to find some probiotics here. Oops. Here, L-lactis. So the list is found here: L-lactis, B. fragilis, L. plantarum. You know, there's a whole list here. Now, you can take S. boulardii. I mean, the bottom, I haven't found, like, just in general, general probiotic species, just general probiotics to be bad for that. So, but if you want the specific strains, you could, you know, look at them and compare it to a brand you want to buy. Possible suggestions for Chronic swollen lymph nodes in the neck. Assuming everything else is covered, diet, exercise, sun, water, as per self-hack recommendations, how to treat currently rebounding sauna, dry brushing, age 27, chronic pain, CFS, fibromyalgia for 6 years. Tried BPC 157 recently, and it seemed to cause a flare in symptoms, which is a bit odd, indicative that it's immune-related. Mold. I also get spleen pain from vitamin C, vitamin E, and CBD. What could be the cause? I have borderline enlarged spleen as shown on ultrasound. Yeah, I think it sounds like your immune system is very, very elevated based on your swollen spleen and lymph nodes. You probably have to address something underlying, like an infection or something going on, or a toxin issue. Because, yeah, I mean, it seems like there's something deeper going on rather than like just doing the general health stuff. You're going to have to get rid of a toxin or some kind of infection. Background on me is that I believe I'm Th1 dominant, IBS, very underweight, nervous worrier type, delayed food sensitivities, fatigue and brain fog, especially when blood pressure gets too low. I've got H. pylori, leaky gut, probably SIBO due to my slow gut motility. What I am having the most trouble with lately is my blood pressure because I've been increasing my intake of healthy oils. My blood pressure often gets down to around 85, wow, and I get dizzy. I need to be careful about oils that lower blood pressure. Yeah, so EPA and DHA is going to lower your blood pressure. And the oleic and olive oil and avocado oil, yeah, I agree with that. Is there an oil I can put in your low-lectin hemp cricket cookie recipe that doesn't have so much oleic acid as an avocado and olive oil? I can't put much caprylic oil. It upsets my stomach. Yeah, that's true. You want to be very careful with the caprylic oil. I think that could be, you don't want to have too much of it. I probably put too much in those cookies. But anyway, so that leaves me with coconut oil, but I read in past of yours that it says too much coconut oil gives you fatty liver. Yeah, it's too much. Most people are not consuming that much. I looked into hemp oil. I think hemp oil is a good one. But it seemed they should not be heated up much. No, they shouldn't. So they aren't suitable for baking. I would use a lot of ghee. Just like you could use some coconut oil, but ghee is going to be better. Yeah, I would use a lot of ghee. Ghee tastes very good as well. Any other recommendations for low blood pressure? Usually, low blood pressure is coming from some kind of, limbic system problem, and like it could be like inflammation, or it could be like, it could even be something like the IBS causing vagus activation. But yeah, I mean, you have delayed food sensitivities, fatigue, and brain fog. I'd say it's very common for people with these issues to have low blood pressure, and I think that it's hard to increase your blood pressure by that much when you still have these problems. But certain things can make it worse, like you mentioned. I think things that are going to increase norepinephrine might help with your blood pressure. We were just talking about that, and so I think that could be a good thing. But in terms of oils, I would do ghee if you wanted to cook. Hemp oil is not a bad one if you didn't. And safflower, I would be, yeah, that's pretty much it. I still think you use some olive oil. Just don't go crazy with it. Best ways to increase your orexin, in my opinion. Well, going lower carb, I think, is very good. I think I really think orexin, improving mitochondrial function, I think is going to be very important. But the most important thing is if you have inflammation, you got to get rid of it, right? So inflammation is going to, really lower orexin, and once it happens, it's an uphill battle to try to fix it. So I think addressing inflammation is definitely going to be number one, and then low carb diet and improving mitochondrial function are going to be mitochondrial function is going to be number two. Low carb diet is going to be number three. On Self-Decode, I've been going through top SNPs to look out for. From the bonus list for purchasing self-hack secrets, I'm noticing that quite a few of the SNPs listed on the list will show as not reported in genotype file. You might want to rescan the file. Why is this, and what can I do about it? Oh, yeah, you might have uploaded it a while ago. You might want to re-upload, rescan the file. There's a button on your profile. You did a rescan, and that's weird. Send an email to support about which SNPs are not showing up. So send an email to support@selfdecode.com about which SNPs are not showing up. And yeah, we'll take a look at it and see if there's something wrong or if there's a different reason. But okay. What should I focus on? Oh, I was taking 1 milligram melatonin every night for 5 months last week. I decided to stop. My sleep became 80% worse. Even if I block blue light 3 hours prior to bed, it's possible to have withdrawal, insomnia, rebound with melatonin supplement. Of course. I don't think it should be permanent, so I would just stay off it longer. Like, try to stay off it for a few months. I don't think it should be permanent. It definitely isn't, but I would, naturally you get like 300 micrograms of melatonin. So your body could just be used to more melatonin right now. I would wear the blue blockers even more. And I would also dim the lights as much as possible, like from your computer screen or phone or whatever. What are your thoughts on taking a beef brain supplement? I've recently started taking a supplement called Beef Organs from Ancestral Supplements. It contains liver, spleen, kidney, pancreas, and heart. The liver and heart supplement part of it is going to be a waste because you need a lot of it, really. Spleen is going to stimulate your immune system. I once did an overdose with the kidney ones. It's pretty strong. I think it contains some like aldosterone or yeah, it contains stuff that is found in the kidneys. The pancreas one contains insulin. Heart is not going to contain that much. So I don't know if I would take like I don't know if I'd take the supplement because they do different things. Had some major improvements with the supplement, and I'm interested in trying their beef brain supplement. You may have had improvements with one of these three. I doubt that the heart or liver did much because you need to take a lot of it. It's 100% freeze-dried, okay, raised in New Zealand. What are the benefits of taking beef brain? It has the biggest benefit is it's going to have phosphatidylserine. Now they sell phosphatidylserine, but the one that's found in the brain is I think it's structurally a bit different, and that's what's shown to have the benefits. I think it could be useful if you take enough of it. I think you need to take like quite a few capsules though. But yeah, I think it could be helpful. You've already reviewed my case report. but we focused entirely on detox. I'd like to know, what is the best thing to do for the following combination: underactive 5-HT1A, overactive 5-HT2A, and overactive 5-HT2C. Tried inositol, and it upset my stomach. I'm assuming you're talking about natural stuff, right? Because a lot of pharmaceuticals actually do all those three things. Like, not a lot, but a few. But in terms of natural, the natural stuff is not as targeted when it comes to the serotonin receptors. Like, you know, activating 5-HT1A and then blocking 5-HT2A and 5-HT2C. It isn't. It's not like there's no supplement that's that effective for these things. I think butyrate is going to be pretty good. So high maize, but yeah, it's usually not. A pharmaceutical is going to be more powerful and more targeted. But in terms of natural stuff, I would probably go for butyrate. So like high maize. What should I focus more? Okay, what do you think about Adderall, Ritalin for people with CFS? I don't think it's good because it doesn't really address the underlying causes of fatigue. It's more like a Band-Aid. I mean, yeah, it's just going to cover up the fatigue. It's going to make you more alert, but I don't think that's a good solution. I discourage it. Is there any situation where where you would recommend taking this medication for people with CFS? If you're helped by it a lot and you just use it like sparingly, like when really needed to get you through something, then you got to live your life to some degree. But I wouldn't. That wouldn't be something long term. I would just be like a emergency thing. I read this post several times. My protocol to cure chronic fatigue and fatigue after meals. You gave very good tips to people with CFS. My question is, do you have any more good tips for people with CFS? In your opinion, vagus nerve stimulation is the key to people with CFS. No, I don't think so. I do think that a lot of things that are going to do vagus nerve stimulation is going to help you with CFS, but I don't think that that's the key. My diet is perfect, but I can't get sun and can't do exercise. So I don't know what I should focus on. Do you have any ideas? The question, do you have a toxin or infection that's causing the CFS, or is it did it come from highly elevated stress? So, you gotta find what it's coming from. That's why it's not an easy question to just answer, broadly. My STAT3 genes predispose me to autoimmune disorders. I read your article on STAT3, but I was wondering what your top 3 supplements would be to inhibit STAT3. Let's see, that's a good question. Probably stuff like curcumin, olive leaf extract, and what else? Curcumin, olive leaf extract. What would be number 3? Let's see. Okay. Let's say the top one is I think black cumin seed oil is good. So I'd say those are the top three: curcumin, black cumin seed oil, and olive leaf extract, olive oil. So it's not on this list. For some reason, I don't see it here. But I use a lot of spices. I think those are going to be good as well if you want more natural. Let's see. Broccoli sprouts, I think is going to be pretty good. Boswellia, I think is going to be pretty good. Those are the ones I would focus on. Fish oil, I think, is also pretty good. Yeah, I think the ones I just listed are pretty good. What are the top 3 most potent NF-kappa B inhibitors? That's a good question. Honestly, like a lot of supplements are NF-kappa B inhibitors. It's hard to know. Like pretty much all of the ones, pretty much all the supplements inhibit NF-kappa beta. I think curcumin is going to be powerful. Let's see. I mean, yeah, it's hard to know with that one which is going to be the most powerful in terms of. But all the ones I listed for stat 3 are also going to inhibit NF-kappa beta. So you want to, you know, pretty much all these supplements have an anti-inflammatory action via that mechanism. So instead of getting the most powerful one for that, you want to get the most powerful one that's a little more specific for your concerns, like stat 3 or inhibiting Th1 or Th17. Best anti-inflammatory supplements. I do think, like I said, I think curcumin, boswellia, fish oil, black cumin seed oil. I think these are pretty good. Olive leaf extract, pretty good. What should I focus more on this post? Why you get tired from carbs? You want to focus on diet, like lectin avoidance diet, things like that. Every time I try to stimulate the vagus nerve with a cold shower, I get sick the next day. Do you know why this could be happening? It probably means you have a very, very weak immune system. And could be even like latent infections, where if you inhibit your immune system a bit temporarily, it could become active. Yeah, I think your immune system is probably a bit shot. Is it safe to Is it safe to use tianeptine long term? You know, hard to say. For some people, maybe not. Like there is rare cases of like liver damage. There is someone who died on tianeptine, and Powder City got sued for it, and they closed down. That's why Powder City is not in existence anymore. So anything you take theoretically has potential for harm, especially when you're getting to pharmaceuticals. But you know, for 99.9% of 99% of people, it's going to be safe. Is it going to downregulate dopamine or serotonin receptors? I don't think so. Like yeah, I don't think so. You know, if you're taking 12.5 milligrams, it's pretty safe. You might want to just check your liver enzymes just to be 100% sure. It's hard to know what happened with the person who died on it. Like, did they take 200 milligrams or something? It's easy to overdose when the dosage is so little. But generally, it's pretty safe. I'm looking into buying ISIS. Is the M1 model significantly better than the A9? I don't think so. I think it's I don't think so, but it's hard to know. ISIS is a big black box as to who's going to benefit from it and what protocol to do. It is tough to know. Yeah, it's hard to know. What are your thoughts on taking metformin for life extension? I would advise against it. We have a post on it, and it's pretty thorough. I would recommend reading the post. But the answer is I would not take it. There is some side effects. It's rough on the gut. It is rough on the gut. And it could lower blood sugar too much. I would not do it. Also, if you're already very, you could lose weight if you're already thin. It's not a good idea. What are your thoughts on Wellbutrin? Some people have benefited a lot from it, and some people not really. So I think it's dependent on the person. It's a good thing to increase norepinephrine. So like, someone does better with increasing norepinephrine, I think it's not a bad one. But the SNRIs help a lot more than the SSRIs for people with pretty much for most of the issues I've seen. It's just the SSRIs are more popular for some reason. Is micronized pregnenolone the best form? What are the benefits of micronized and non-micronized? I don't think so. I don't think it matters. I think pregnenolone gets absorbed just fine. So I think it's just a marketing thing. I have major fatigue issues, but in reviewing my genes, I shouldn't have this problem. My question is, why would even the smallest amount of CBD oil make me very depressed? My cannabinoid genes appear normal as well. CBD does a lot of things. I mean, it doesn't only hit the cannabinoid genes or stuff related to the cannabinoid system. It also targets TRP channels, TRP. It has a lot of anti-inflammatory mechanisms, and it changes neurotransmitters, things like that. It has a lot of effects on the body. Let's see. So why would it make you very depressed? Hard to say exactly. Some people do get negative side effects. Some people get very good effects. It's just it could be inhibiting your nervous system a little. Like it has a depressing effect on the nervous system. You're more relaxed, and for some people, that depressing effect maybe the nervous system can increase things that have some mood boosting effect, like endorphins, right? When you activate your nervous system, endorphins increase as well. So that's why people get highs from like roller coasters and or exercise as well. People will do exercise and they'll do things that stimulate their nervous system, and that increases like endorphins. So this is just like one mechanism of maybe I think CBD might increase serotonin as well. If I'm not sure about that, 50-50 on that. But serotonin could be depressing for some people, in the short term at least. But depressing the nervous system in general can make people more depressed or feel more depressed. In your articles, so top ways to increase GABA, you mentioned agonists and positive allosteric modulators play an important role in alleviating stress, general and social anxiety, depression, and muscle tension. Later on, you list some supplements that act on GABA A and GABA without mentioning A or B. Do you know which supplements specifically target the B receptor? Because I'm looking for something to increase muscle tension, for which in my case, magnesium or yoga didn't help at all. I am not sure of what is going to increase GABA B. I know, like, for a drug, baclofen does that, but in terms of like natural stuff, let me see. Baclofen, phenibut, I mean, it is a drug, but it's just more common. So taurine, I don't think taurine is going to be very strong, though. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Kudzu root seems to contribute to GABA, endorphins, dopamine, serotonin. Is that correct? Could also temper overactive 5-HT2C receptors. Can you recommend a safe brand? Should I look for leaves, root, or extract? Well, kudzu root is generally, I would say kudzu root. Can I use chronically, or should I cycle with it? I don't think there's a problem to use it chronically. I don't take it because it is more of an immune stimulant, so it doesn't work for me. But yeah, you could try it and see if it works for you. It is also an estrogenic compound, so you know, might be, if you're low on estrogen, could be helpful as well. Negative effects of 5-HT2A receptors seem to work through activating GSK3 and stimulating calcium release. For the calcium release, magnesium may help. Does this mean I shouldn't supplement with calcium since I have overactive 5-HT2A receptors? I think supplementing with calcium is important if you're going to be deficient. You know, if you're not, like, for example, there's a lot of benefits to calcium if you're not getting enough, which very few people are, especially if you're on a restrictive diet. So I would not do that. But I would take more magnesium to balance it out. So through diet alone, I'm afraid my daily intake is not enough for general health. I don't eat dairy and only consume calcium daily through 300 grams of vegetables. You're never going to get enough just with vegetables. You have to eat so much broccoli or spinach, and it's less bioavailable. Or should I supplement with calcium? Supplement with calcium, I do it in the form of butyrate. There's a calcium magnesium butyrate if you look on the butyrate post. And I just take a lot of that to get the amount of calcium I need. You're probably getting half the amount of calcium you need. I would get the other half in supplements. So like 6 capsules of the butyrate by Body Bio is going to be very effective. And it doesn't seem like we have any more group consults, and no one's on the line for group consults. So we went through all the questions. So I think that's pretty much it, unless Carlissa has another question. not, we're going to end a bit early here. Okay, so okay, so yeah, just put down the questions if you have any questions, and I will answer them on the next webinar. I hope everyone has a great day. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.